First thing I would like to know about popping is oh shit, how many know what kind of dancing that was? Maybe you guys, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Basically, what pop locking is based on a technique of quickly contraction of the muscles, and is to cause a jerk in the dancer's body. It's also referred to as pop, tick, or hit. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen this form of dancing, like it's not part of your life. I mean, it's pretty popular when you've seen it out on the streets or like in music videos, stuff like that. Maybe one of you guys know how to do it yourself. Even if you've seen it or not, I'm sure most of you don't know where it started. So that's kind of like why I'd like to discuss where it originated from and how it evolved into the world today. The first thing I'd like to know about popping is where it originated from. It was originated in the early 1970s in Fresno. Just in case you guys didn't know, it's like a distance from right now. One of the reasons how pop locking was like kind of got started was a well-known dancer named Don Campbell. I'm not going to find an actual picture of him, but he's right here. This guy. He was kind of like the person who kind of started pop locking, which was kind of like a fusion of like robotic and miming. He kind of got this idea from like a TV show when he was younger, and I'm pretty sure you know like kind of like robot dancing and all that stuff. But the difference that he made it is like he kind of put like his own type of moves into it. He made it more like wild and like out of control. And then I'm gonna show you like in the clip of kind of like what he does and like made it a little bit different. As you can see, like he's like not throwing his arms down, and like every time he like shows like one movement, it's kind of like funky. After that, he got like really known. Eventually, it kind of like he became famous in LA, and he developed a group called the Lockers. One of the reasons why they were known was from a TV program named Tony Paseo. That's her right there. She's like one of like a really famous choreographer, and because of her, they appeared on Saturday Night Live and the beginning of Soul Train when it first kind of started. I mean, I know you guys seen that before. Another person that kind of like made pop locking a little bit more famous was a dancer named Crystal Pete. That's him. This is him when he's actually like a lot older. Like he still does performances now, and he has like a group. And there's other famous poppers like him. They call him Mr. Wiggles. Like really famous popper. And the group right there is called Electric Boogaloo. Instead of the Electric Boogaloo is a little bit different than what you saw with Doc Campbell did with the Campbell Rock, which is like all out of control stuff. Instead, instead of throwing their bodies out of control, they pass more like energies through their bodies, like how you saw in the first video, how he's like waving it and stuff like that. And now that I explained where it originated from, I'm going to explain how it evolved into today. The street dancing movement of 1970 shaped the hip hop culture and dancing today and influenced many people. I used Michael Jackson for instance because he was black. But I just show like a picture of him like when he's in the Thriller. I know you guys seen that video. Like they kind of shows like him doing a lot of kind of like pop locking and like because of him he like kind of like made popping more famous. Kind of like influenced other people now. Kind of like Chris Brown. I mean, when he first did like that Runner video, you see him doing like a lot of pop locking and stuff like that. pop locking like the 1970s kind of shaped how it is today, and I think that pop locking is going to continue to grow.
I'm sorry, I meant to remind people, Anthony, you're supposed to be doing the written evaluation. Paul Bowman is supposed to do the oral evaluation. Paul, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I like the examples of the different people who do the pop locking. I don't know much about it myself, but I thought it was good and good information. The introduction was kind of like you ask us how many of us know what that kind of dance was for the video. I really enjoyed the videos, but you asked us how many of you know what kind of dancing this is, and then that was kind of a rhetorical question. You didn't really answer it. You just went right into your speech and you said pop locking is, and so that the introduction was kind of like, oh, okay. And one thing I couldn't get over is you leaning on the podium. That's kind of like not that big of a deal, but to me, this leaning on the podium was just like, oh, I couldn't get over that. And that's it. Otherwise, good information, great videos, good visuals. Yeah, that's it.
All right, I thought the pictures of the artists were fine. I didn't really need the map of Fresno. I think that most people probably could have lived without that. And I did think that you did a nice job integrating the video clips into the presentation, except for the start. You've got the video clip that you're using as an attention device. You ought to be, saying something about it instead of just showing it to us. But then when the video clip comes up later on, it's in there. You click on it, it comes up. You're done with the section that you're showing, and then you're back to what you're doing. And I think that that's exactly the way you want to show videos when you were doing that. Short bits to illustrate the point that you're talking about, and then move on to the next thing, get it out of the way, so we're not spending a long time lingering over it. So I thought the visual stuff worked pretty well. That you have the image of the artists. I'm not sure how important it is to see those images, but since that's helping us organize some of that first section, it doesn't hurt. And of course, some of the images are interesting to look at. I thought those zoot suits that the Electric Boogaloos had were pretty, fly. I can't see me wearing one of those and getting away with it, but you never know. Yeah, there you go. So organizationally, you set up. You've got a good identification of what your topic's going to be. Your preview is okay. It really seems like most of it is about the first point, and that you need to develop that second point a little bit more. And then I've really got to agree with Paul about the presentation things. The leaning on the podium is really weird. We won't have that problem in the future, though. As I've already told you, the podium is going to disappear, and you will not be using it again for the rest of the semester. So that won't be an issue for you. But you also your voice drops down, you're kind of quiet. We're not emphasizing those things right now, but that's definitely going to be something that you're going to want to do differently. This is a subject that you know about. You should be able to talk to people about it and look at us and have a little enthusiasm, and you just seem kind of like you're reading, and your voice, and it's just too casual and too like you're tossing it off instead of really engaged with the audience there. So we'll do more of that when we get on to the next stage. Okay.